Need to rewatch The Great Escape, I think. That came into my head. Yeah, I need to rewatch The Great Escape. That's a great movie, that. Really class. Love it. I rewatched it, never liked it much as a kid, and I rewatched it, I bought it for 50p. Most of those DVDs are 50p, and it's an amazing movie. It really is. I rewatched it and it's class. I know why it's a classic. It's really well filmed and acted, and the story's brilliant. It's a hero's journey story. So, okay. I was waiting for you guys to join. Let's talk about water and dehydration and hydration. And, oh, Tammy, hello. Yeah, dehydration, hydration. And why people say most people are dehydrated, even though they're drinking water. And why people are hydrated without drinking water. Like dry fasting. Or taking really special water, very little. They can be really hydrated. Nice, I like that one, hi. Yeah, that's your avatar, is it, Tammy? It's cool, very cool. Okay, so, dehydration is a major problem and a major cause of dis-ease and disease and problems within society. And it's not even about the amount of water that you drink, because as I just said at the beginning, you can be dehydrated even though you drink loads of water. Why? Because it's the quality of the water that you get in that makes you hydrated. I'm going to go deeper on what true hydration is, true cellular hydration in a bit. But there are a lot of people out there drinking, for example, tap water. We know tap water is bad for a million reasons, right? It's got loads of medicine pissing away down the toilet, so homeopathic doses of medicine, pharmaceutical drugs. Tap water's got toxins, heavy metal, chlorine, fluoride sometimes too. It's all got loads of crap in it. But you know what? Tap water, the main problem with it and why it doesn't hydrate you, doesn't matter how much you drink. The main problem is what I said earlier. It's structured versus unstructured water. Do you guys understand that unstructured and structured water is the main deal when it comes to water consumption? It's the main deal with what hydrates you, whether water acts as a hydrator and a cleanser, because if it hydrates you, it's going to cleanse your system, your blood and your cells, or if it's a dehydrator. And tap water is unstructured water, right? It goes through the pipes and it sits there, it doesn't go in the vortex system. It's got a lot of crap in it, yes, but the primary reason why it's really fucking bad, and those are really bad, by the way, all the other stuff, for sure. But the problem with it, why it's not hydrating you, the tap water, is because it's unstructured, going through the copper, and it loses its structure. Vortexes create structure, sunlight, spring water creates structure, you know, out in the springs, you know, there's structure there. Wow. I put my dead distilled water, which also doesn't give you much hydration, right? You can structure that with sunlight and exercise and other things, which is very cool. But that's the difference. People are drinking unstructured everything, and that will not cause hydration. Now, why it matters and why there's dehydration hydration is you want to, with structured water, which is why it's really powerful. And we know, by the way, aged urine, so massaging, got the tensor rings around it and underneath it. It's uber super structured water. Very, very structured water. So there's levels to how structured water can become. Yeah, with sunlight, movement, stillness too. Wow, sunlight, movement, and alkalinity from the aged urine. But yes. So breaking up a little bit. 1 second. Okay, where I'm going with that is, why do you want structure versus unstructured? Look, one way to understand it is this. The more structured water gets, the more crystal-like its components get. So we want structured water. And the more crystals in it, the more it sits in what Gerald Pollack calls that fourth phase of water. It might be a word that you guys have heard of, fourth phase of water. It's in between a liquid and, a liquid and a gas. It's a liquid crystalline. And we can nature makes us structured water. The rainwater is structured. The water that sits in a spring is, even if it's not moving, you see, even if it's not moving, a vortex, although vortexes from a spring do, make it structured. The sunlight structures it, but it comes with pipes and tap water. It's structured. A lot of people are doing that, and if it took two, see, breaking up again. The problem with that unstructured water is it's not getting where it needs to in the body. It's not negatively charged, right? There's a lot of things. It's not negatively charged when it's unstructured, so it's dead. What that means is, if it's not negatively charged, all the positive stuff in the body won't get moved out efficiently, because you want that high cluster of negative charge. As the water becomes more structured, it condenses in format, and it becomes not just more negative ions into it, but it becomes smaller, the clusters. Now, this is important what I'm saying here. So the more structured water gets, aged urine being super structured, wow, it gets really fucking amazing. The more structured water gets, the more tiny the clusters get. And this is key, because the more tiny the water clusters get, the more electricity, the more magnetism. But here's the thing. The cells of your body, right, and the mitochondria require water to go inside them. Oh, Jacob. Yeah, I think kangen is very powerful. I know people don't like me in the urine therapy world for saying that. I do think it's powerful. Do I think it's more powerful than Adrian? Don't know. I have seen my good friend who I interviewed recently, Metaphysical Megan. I'll put that video on my YouTube very soon. This will go on my YouTube too. Let's go, Harry. But yeah, I interviewed her recently, and I've noticed that I've always been open-minded to kangen. I've always thought it was powerful, but I saw her, and I see her skin, and she's like super, and she's on the kangen, and she sells them too, which is good because it's helping people. And I see her skin; looks very good, and I'm like pretty sure. And she drinks a lot of kangen too. She's not dry fasting. By the way, dry fasting makes your skin look fabulous too. Structured water makes your body structured. Anyway, we're on topic there. So the point of structured water, the more structured water gets, the smaller the clusters, right? The smaller and compact and more negatively charged. Now, you want small clusters of water together. Now, the more unstructured, dead it is, the bigger the clusters. Now, this is a problem because your water, your cells and your mitochondria are very small, and they need to let water in them for detoxification purposes, and also to give energy to the cells and the mitochondria. So it needs to allow water. Now, dead water, that includes distilled water, by the way, that is unstructured, that you've not put through sunlight and moved around, or whatever, includes, but especially tap water. Any unstructured water, the mainstream are drinking, it's too big, the water. And so when it gets into your body and your blood, it can't get into the cells, so it can't detoxify the cells, number one. So the cells remain dirty, and second, the mitochondria and the cells don't get the energy because the water can't get in because the thing's too big. So that's the problem with unstructured water. It's basically, to simplify it, it's too big to get into where it's actually fucking needed, which is the cells of the body. So that remains a problem. And the main reason why structured water is so fucking powerful is because it's so smooth, it's Gerald Pollack's 4-phase, it's so small and compact and tightly clustered and tiny. It becomes tinier the more structure it is. Aged urine being the ultimate. Kangen also, I think, very powerful too. It's so small that it can now enter into the cells and the mitochondria. And then, when you light up the mitochondria, all hell breaks loose, because now you're full of energy. Now you're detoxifying. It's all about cellular health, because when you're playing at the level of what are you run by, you're run by trillions of cells, and each of your trillion cells has loads of mitochondria in it. And you'll hear people like, Jack Cruz, and everyone talk about mitochondrial health is the key. Yes, mitochondrial health is the key. It's the powerhouse of the cell. It's the energy and it's the detoxification. You get quality water into the cell where it's fucking needed, you will clean yourself up. How do you do that? Well, structured water. And then, guess what? When your cells get the structured water, you start hydrating. You start going on hydration. And that's true hydration and true satisfaction. And that's called I'm not thirst anymore. And that's called I am healthy. And that's why I said at the beginning, people can drink lots of tap water, for example, and never be hydrated, and then people say they're dehydrated, even though they're drinking 3 liters of water. Yes, correct, because basically, a dead water is too fucking big. All water looks the same to our eyes, right? But if you get a microscope and have a look at structured water versus unstructured, if you got a microscope and take my aged urine, which is uber super structured water, have a look at under a microscope and have a look at tap water, anyone's tap water, by the way, under a microscope, you'll see a massive difference in what's going on there. Massive difference. The dead one is too fucking big, so it can't get into the cells. If it can't get into the cells, you can't heal yourself, and the cells don't get the water they need. In other words, you'll have an excess of water around the cells and everywhere else except where they're actually needed, which is the cells of the body and the mitochondria to kind of heal you from disease and give you energy and detoxify. There's no medicine going into the cells, guys. I think we're going to fall ill. You get some uber superstructured water into your cells. Holy shit. No wonder why aged urine gives me so much energy when I take just tiny bits, wherever I put it up my nose, my bum, my skin. Whoosh, it gets into the mitochondria. And it's all about mitochondria. I love that explanation. I heard it say, I'll never forget it now. That's why I'm teaching it to you guys, or relaying the knowledge, which you might already know. That is true. True cellular hydration is not about how much you drink. It's about the quality of the water. In other words, you can drink more water than me, my friend. But if your water is less structured, and I drink less water, but it's more structured, who's better hydrated and has more energy? Yeah, that's right. Me. I have more energy. That's why a little sip of aged urine, a little sip of even distilled 0 ppm water that I put under a magnet. Oh, I missed that one off. Magnetism too. How to structure your, since I've talked about proper true cellular hydration, distilled water, how to structure your water. Well, I'll go through the ways that water is structured. Through sunlight. Sunlight structures water. Any kind of sunlight, any sun. We know the sun does different things, right? But especially sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Sun really does structure the water. So imagine spring water. You know, I'm not going to promote spring water here. I'm just telling you, water that's sitting out in the spring is getting this 24 hours of sun. It's getting sunrise, sunset, and the midday sun. I guess it's structured because it's out of nature. And yes, sunlight comes through cloud cover, guys. Come on. So, talking to myself again there. Of course it goes through clouds. So sunlight is one way to structure what water gets structured. So you can use the hack on your own water to use sunlight and put it out in sunlight, especially sunrise, sunset, because that structures the water. Jared Pollock found in studies, and also my own personal experience, it does structure water quickly. Sunrise, sunset more than the other ones, right? Way more than the midday sun. So get that one sorted. That's one way. Vortexing, movement, shaking your bottle, moving it around. That also is getting a really kind of expensive actually. The funnels to vortex. Oh no, you can go on YouTube and you can Google vortexes and do 2 plastic bottles and do the vortex. So movement creates structure too. As I said that to you, magnets. Get a magnetic water coaster. Buy some neodymium magnets cheap and stick them on the water bottles. That also structures water. You can even buy patches that structure water, energy dots and other stuff if you want to. So that helps structure it too. I've got on my hand tensor rings. They structure water. Tensor rings are really powerful energy, negative ions, and what was I going to say? Piezoelectrics. Piezoelectricity running through this. This speeds up the structuring of like my dead 0 ppm distilled water as it comes out of the machine. Tensor rings, get on them. My good friend Violet, www.virai energy tools, VIRAY, Virai energy tools, oneworld.com. She does them for me. She's beautiful. You can ask her for custom made stuff and she'll do them for you. My Facebook too. Probably most of you are her Facebook friend. She's amazing. Check out her stuff. Just tensor rings and custom made ones. Awesome. Crystals, outside ring crystals too. Crystals are structured, way more structured than humans too. Even are healthier, so that you can use them. You can even put crystals in your distilled water for sure, but you can put them around them if you don't want to put them inside them. That structures the water too. So yeah, what have I covered? Water, tensor, crystals, sunlight, movement, and magnets structure water, which is pretty cool. Why do you want to structure water to repeat? Because you're getting deep cellular hydration, and that's what you need. Because structured water, the more structured it gets, the more the penetrating power they can get right deep into the cell. The cell's got to guard up, and ordinary dead water, tap water especially, can't get in there because it's too fucking big. It's like trying to fit a big fat man into a tiny man's seat. Yeah, on the plane. He can get in, but it doesn't work, right? Really, it doesn't work. No, don't mess with that. You're a nice thin man on the thin seat. I'm kind of being mean there. Kind of trying to give an analogy, it didn't work really. So that's a bad joke, Harry. So, yeah, Kangen's cool, Jacob. I'm definitely down for it, bro. Definitely. Yeah. Yes, structured water is living. That's another point, Justin. Structured water is alive. The other one is dead. Living water for living human beings and for our cells, which are living, so that our cells can thrive and the mitochondria can light up. Without it, you can't get the hydration where it's needed. Look, when we're obsessed with detoxification, right? And the only way to detoxify truly is to get quality water into the cells, deep within the levels of the cells. Dry fasting does that too, by the way. Not eating and drinking for a certain period of time, 14 hours plus, will give you great results in terms of energy. The reason why is because your body then starts creating structure. Really, everyone's blood, by the way, and urine at any time is structured. I just want to clarify that if you're a breathing human being. But then there's levels to how structured our blood and our urine is, our fresh urine is. And that level is different depending on how healthy you are. So probably us versus your mum who's got a problem like with arthritis. her blood and urine won't be very structured. Her blood and urine both won't be structured as much. She's still alive, so they'll be structured. So there's differences there, right? And the more healthy you are, the more structured your blood is, and the more you're in detoxification mode, effectively. And then, of course, with all the protocols we do, the aged urine, the fresh urine, the rainwater, distilled water, the Kangen, the reverse osmosis too. Whatever water, there's so many, Berkeley too. There's so many great waters out there. I'm not going to diss any of them. I've never been one to diss other waters. I do have my biases, and I'm open to Kangen and all that stuff. I'd love to try Kangen, by the way. That's one. Reverse osmosis too. Yeah, if anyone wants to send me samples, feel free. I'll try those out, and that's a key. That's key. Don't be shut off, guys. Don't get yourself in a hole with a lot of these waters and things. Try them all out. I think they're all powerful. Which one's more powerful? Of all the names, aged urine, I definitely think. I know that, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, to repeat that true cellular hydration comes from structured water, and there's no, one thing I will say, there's no limit to how structured a water can get. I learnt that with aged urine. There's and aged urine, the most powerful reason why it works, the main mechanism, I'll keep repeating this till people get it, it's just Gerald Pollack's fourth phase of water, structured water, but there's no limit, so it gets so structured. Whereas, guys, hear this out, I feel that, so say water from a spring, that's got in the sunlight 24/7, and it's even moving as well. Say it's got a little waterfall. That's structured, but I feel like there's a limit to how much structured a water can get, unless. But there's something, and I know this because aged urine has told me this. Because aged urine is the only thing I found that seems to grow in its capacity of to an infinite. Like there's no limit. It's breaking up, it's kind of annoying. There's no limit. Aged urine has told me there's no limit to how structured something can get. And yet, if you go outside in nature and there's, say, like I just said, a spring water that's under the sun and it's get movements 24/7, it gets structured, but there's a limit to it. It's not as powerful as aged urine. So there's something about aged urine. My supposition, I don't know this, my supposition on that is that the alkalinity within the aged urine maintains the structure. Yes, the alkalinity within the aged urine maintains the structure. I mean, Gerald Pollack, I'm talking a long time, I realise this, guys, I've got to get this off my chest. Gerald Pollack talked about doing the studies on the sunlight, so putting just water and checking the structure of it with the sunlight. And so that's how I know, we know that sunrise, sunset, the red light therapy, the infrared invisible and the visible red that comes at sunrise, sunset, and a bit before and a bit after, is the most powerful structure. That's what he found. He did the tests on it, and it structured the most. And he also did the tests, and he found that every single frequency of sunlight, including the midday sun, also structures the water too, but not as much as the sunrise, sunset. So the limits are there, right? The sunrise structures the water, then it goes down a little bit with the midday, then it goes up with the sunset, up again, then there's night, and it doesn't go anywhere, because it goes down a little bit and it goes up again. So there's a limit to how structured a water can get in nature. Get that, what I just said there. There's a limit. There's a limit to how much water you leave out with the sun, and even off Niagara Falls with that vortex movement. I mean, that'd be very powerful, by the way. Niagara Falls water with all that major waterfall drop, that'd be very powerful. But there's a limit to it. I don't know what it is that the aged urine doesn't have. Actually, I've just transferred this into a promo for aged urine. I should have put that in the title, right? Because aged urine is very special. I don't know why exactly. I think it's that rising alkalinity. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm definitely not wrong. It's super structured water though. There's something about it that there's something about it. Aged urine has told me what Gerald Pollack may not well know, and the guy's a fucking genius and knows way more than me. But he doesn't know this, that there's no limit to how structured a water can get, and I found that out through aged urine, because that's how we know that after 1 year, every day that aged urine gets older, it gets more powerful, and it doesn't stop. That's why in the aged urine community, you guys will know, we talk about, or if you don't, it's cool, we talk about like how old is your aged urine, like a competition, because it gets more powerful with age. It gets way more powerful. Like a year old, I drank 2 years old from friends. I drank friends with 2, 3, you know, that's a good bonding exercise to drink other people's old pee. It's beautiful, very powerful. Instant high, very beautiful. Think of that when you drink in the super structured water aged urine, drinking it, putting it anywhere, it's really penetrating deep into the cells of the body, really fucking deep. And when it's deep, then that's where the true healing comes. The deeper you can get that water, the more structured you get your water. This should encourage you guys. This is why structured water is so important. The more structured you focus on getting the water, the deeper your healing will go, because the deeper you can go inside your body. I should put that as a caption tonight after this video. The more structured, the more you focus on getting your water as structured as possible before you drink it, the deeper it will go inside your body, into the cells, deep, deep, deep in, and the better it will cleanse it faster. And the less you need, by consequence, to get the same results and the same vibration level. Hear what I said? It's kind of powerful shit. You know, it's very deep, and you'll need less. And the less water you drink, this is why, in a way, you don't even need to drink that much water and be super fucking healthy. Because when you're on, like, the really powerful water that really goes in deep, you can drink way less and be way more healthy than someone that drinks loads of water, but it's drinking loads of tap water or unstructured water, even distilled. They're not healthy, man. You know, I'm all for distilled water that's come out of a machine. What was it, Norton Weber flush. But if it's not structured, you're kind of taking in too much water. And guess what, guys? I'll say one more thing that might trigger people. I'm all about triggering people. This is my journey. This is my opinion. I've had experience with this. I'm with the Taoists, that there is such thing as drinking too much water. The Taoist wisdom has always said that it damages the kidneys to drink too much water all the time. It taxes the kidneys to drink constantly a day of water for weeks and weeks and weeks on your... Mark, I see you watching this. But yeah, it's damages your kidney time to drink. It's a burden in your body, right? I realise it's breaking up too. I believe it's a burden. So we want to get away from the idea that we need, for a permanent lifestyle, maybe at the beginning it's okay for a detoxification of sorts, we want to get away from this idea that we need to drink loads of water and instead focus. And how do you do that? How do you get away from drinking less water? Well, you go for true cellular hydration. It will fill you up and give you more energy and detoxifies you. How do you do that? By drinking less more water. You drink more quality water. And where does quality water come down to at the end of the day? What is it? What makes quality water? Only two things. How structured. The only question, you know, you should ask of water, this is the truth, the only question really you should ask of water is, how structured is it? And there's something invisible that we can't see, but you can feel it. When you drink kangen, when you drink fresh urine, rainwater, when you drink aged urine, maybe even plasma gans too, that's another ball game I haven't got around to. You know, you can feel the structure. It's very powerful. There's a huge difference in water from that one component. And by the way, the structured water component, which is huge to water, is nothing to do with nutrients, guys. It's nothing to do with I need minerals in my water. For me, I'll just give you my bias and truth and opinion on that, which I'm sure some of you agree with and some of you not. It's not about minerals in your water, being minerals and vitamins and that stuff. With water, it's about deep cellular hydration and getting the water into the cells and the mitochondria, so the mitochondria in your own body can do its own shit. Like, you can feed it with water and it can clean out and then give you the energy. You don't need minerals, guys, like from that. From water, you just need fucking structured, uber, super fucking structured water. Yes, aged urine does have minerals in it too, but trust me, that's not the main reason. And even the stem cells, fucking love, are not even the main reason why aged urine is so powerful. None of them are the main reason why aged urine is so powerful. The only reason why aged urine is so powerful, the main reason, is fucking uber, super structured water. Because fresh urine too has all those same minerals in it, right? But it doesn't give you the same power. It's still good, but it doesn't give you the same power. That's how I know. And by the way, quickly, I will just say, another reason that I know aged urine is super structured water is because you put it out in the sunlight and everyone knows this in the community, it just ages faster. All the protocols I just told you earlier in the video, go back if you're interested in them, sunlight, magnets, movements, and what's the other one, tensor rings, crystals, all those things that structure the water quicker, you do them on the aged urine, and structure water quicker, you do them on aged urine, and the aged urine gets more powerful. It gets more powerful in sunlight. It gets more powerful if you move it around. It gets more powerful if you put a magnet under it quicker. It gets older quicker. That's how I knew all along. Thank God I wrote in the second book. It's uber super structured water. So with that, oh, Henry, nice to see you, bro. Nice to see you, Marco. How can you have our urine influenced by? I'm not sure. I don't know, Cigar. There's loads of things I don't know. I just speak on what I do know. I know people think I know everything. I really fucking don't. I just know what I know. And I don't focus too much on the acid-alkali thing at all. I'm confused as much as anyone, but what I do know is what I presented in the video, and I hope you got a value from it. So, and yeah, Megan. Oh, you're on it. I did mention earlier, Megan, as someone that's looks super fucking healthy, that's on Kangen, so I'd never bash them, and I do think there's something up with them. I know there's something up with them, that they're really powerful shit, and they do hydrate you on the cellular level, within the deepest levels of the cellular level, the cell level, the mitochondria, and it goes into the shit. To repeat again, like, you want water to go right deep into the problem areas of your body, and that includes the smallest area your body can think of is the cells, the trillions of cells with the mitochondria. It's so fucking tiny. It's the smallest bits, and it's the most important bits. And if you can get your purified water, whether it be Kangen, reverse osmosis, that's structured, still water structured, and aged urine in there, you can really affect a lot of change, and therefore skin will glow, you'll get loads of energy, detoxification, and all that kind of things, and you will become youthful. And that's what you want, guys. You want a fountain of youth? Yeah, there we go. I've made this video primarily to give you understanding and to focus on structured water. It's all about structured water, and I made this video too because I didn't really understand what structured water was for the longest time. It's just a phrase I thought we bandied around, and I didn't fucking get it. Now I do get it on a deep cellular level. Ha! On a deep level inside my mind, it's so powerful. It'll always be structured. I always make sure my water, my urine bottles, and I go out sunrise. When I'm out, I'm always structuring my water. I'm always focusing when I'm putting magnets, tensile, crystals, movement, and all this stuff on it. And my aged urine just does it by itself. I can hide this away and in the dark and close the lid, and it just does it all by itself. It's magical, and I feel fucking blessed. And if you're on it, my God, you're very lucky. So yes, yeah, stay hydration. Yes, there we go. Urine is a calorie makes. Indeed. Yeah, I imagine oh, by the way, guys, if you drink quality water like self-hydration, that's on your pee, you're just going to make it pressure. Yeah, and also another key to health is how structured your blood is at any moment in time in water, and the more structured your blood and urine is, the more healthy you will be. When you take in structured water, you purify your blood, you purify your cells, and you become youthful, and you will have a level of health that you could not imagine, right? And super amounts of energy. You want to know why people like myself and Megan and others and Marco have so much energy? Yeah, it's because we're on water that is structured water, but like there's levels. Like at the beginning, there's no limits in a way how structured get. Use the technologies. We can use the technologies to really make that water structured. Alright, so thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for your time, and yes, I love you all, and I hope you got some value from this, and I hope it does make you focus on see if you're interested in how to make the water structured. I hope it gets you on that focus of, you know, stepping up your game. Whatever water you're drinking, there's always things you can do to make your water more structured. Now you have an understanding, hopefully, that it's super important to have your water more structured. You can't see the difference in the water, but you can feel the difference, your energy levels, and just understanding that you're really going deep in the body, because the body holds the trauma. The body holds a lot of things we want to get rid of, and the way to get rid of that is to really tackle it with uber super structured water, whatever way you do it, whatever is your preference. If you don't want to do urine therapy by a Kangen machine, if you like reverse osmosis, just make sure, and distilled water, just make sure you're focusing on the structured element, understanding that dead water comes out of a machine often. You've got at least a distilled water machine, certainly. I'm not sure about reverse osmosis, but yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace, I love you very much, and I appreciate it.